everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build 10 cute animals in Minecraft. And first we're going to start with the sheep. These are the materials you'll need. We're going to place 4 black wool blocks, just like that, with a 1 block gap in between them for the little feetsies. And then we're going to put 1 white wool on top of all of them, just like that. And then we're going to do a whole layer on top of that of white wool, leaving no gaps. And then 1 little block at the back for a little cotton tail, or woolly tail. And then we're going to put another layer, leaving a back row empty. And then 1 pink wool. And then another, and then a white terracotta like this. Those are its little cheeks. And then a black wool above the pink wool for the eyes, and then another white terracotta, and then all this white wool, we'll put more white wool on top. And then we're going to put a full layer of white wool on top. Just like this. Now we have a cute little sheepy. Now we're going to make a cute cow to go with our little sheep. Now, Merry Christmas! Now we're going to place 4 black wool blocks just like this. And then we're going to put 2 brown wool on top of the black wool, and then 2 white wool like this for the little white spots. And then a temporary block, and then we're going to put a black wool and then get rid of that grass. And then we're going to raise it up again, just like this, 2 blocks. And then we're going to place 2 blocks there, and then a block for the tail. And then we're going to miss those 2 corners where we did brown wool below and put white wool like this. This one's a little more complicated because of these little white spots. And then we're going to put a brown layer like this, another brown layer, leaving 1 row in the back empty, and then 1 white wool like that and 2 brown. And then we're going to put a little cowbell on his chin, and then 2 black wool for his eyes, and then the rest of that layer will be brown wool. Then we're going to do 1 more layer of brown wool on top, with 1 white wool in that corner, just like this. Then we're going to put 2 light gray wool on the sides of his head, and then 1 more on top, just like this. So now he has cute little horns. Now we're going to make a cute little bunny. Now we're going to start off by placing 2 and then 2 white wool just like this behind them for the fluffy feet. And then we're going to put a row of terracotta behind it like this. And then we're going to do a full layer above all of it of this terracotta. And then in the back, we have to put a little cotton tail, just like that. And then we're going to do a row in the front like that, and then a row in front of it, and then we're going to raise it up 1 and put 2 black wool and then a terracotta. And then we're going to do 1 full layer of terracotta above it, just like that. And then 1 white wool there, and 2 white wool like that for a little floppy ear. And then we're going to put 2 wool on top of his head like this for a tall bunny ear. Now we have a cute little bun. Now we're going to make a cute llama. Now we're going to start by placing 4 sandstone blocks. Just like that, and then we're going to place 1 more on top of them. And then we're going to do 1 full layer just like this all the animals have basically the same base. It's the block materials that usually set them apart. And then a tail, and then we're gonna put 2 rows like this, and then a row of stairs right there in the front. Just like that. And then we're gonna put a full layer of sandstone just like that on top. But we're not gonna put eyes on this one, we're gonna put eyes on the next layer, just like this. And now all sandstone. And then we're gonna do one more layer of sandstone for the top of his head. And then we gotta do his little ears. Just 2 blocks of sandstone on the front. Now we have a cute little llama. Now we're gonna make a cute chicken. Now what we need to do is place 2 yellow carpet like this. And then 1 yellow wool behind that carpet. And then we have to put white wool just like this in a 5-block row on top of the legs. And then another 5-block row behind them. Then a 3-block row behind that. And then a 3-block row in front of that. Just like that. Feel free to pause if it's confusing. Then we're going to raise everything up by 1. Just like this. And then we're going to put a little cheeky tail like that. And then a little red wool right there. And then a little yellow beak on top. And then we're going to raise the middle in a 3x3 white square up. And then raise the cheeky tail up 1, 2. Just like that. Then we're going to put another row of white wool like that, and then we're going to put 2 black wool for the eyes. And then 1 more row of white wool on top. Just like that. And then we're going to get red, and then we're going to put 2 blocks like that. And then 1 on top, right in the middle of his head. Now we have this cute little chickie. This cute little chicken. It's so cute. I love him. Now we're going to make a cute fox. Then we're going to place 4 black wool, just like this. And then we're going to put a layer of orange wool, like that, on top. And then we're going to do 1 more layer in the front. And then a little foxtail there with a orange wool and a white wool at the end. And then we're going to raise in the front a 3x3 area. And then 2 black wool for the eyes. And then everything else is orange wool. Then we're going to do 1 more full orange layer. Just like this. And then 2 orange little fox ears. White fox ears. Now we're going to make a cute wolf. Just don't build it too close to the fox. Now, we're going to place 4 white wool, just like this. Just like we did for every other single creature except the chicken. Then we're going to raise it all up by 1 white wool block. Then do a full white wool layer. Just like that. And then a little tail. And then we're going to do another block. We're going to put a temporary block and then a white wool. Break that temporary block, and now we're going to do a 3x3 layer, pulling 1 layer in the front, just like this, if it gets confusing. And then we're going to raise it up another layer, but put 2 black wool for the eyes. And then we're going to put a full white layer. And then we need 2 little white wolf ears. 1 there and there. Just like that. Now it's a cute little white wolf. Now we're going to make a cute bee. This one's a little bit more complicated. Now, we're going to put 4 temporary dirt blocks, just like this. And then we're gonna put 4 black glass panes on top of those temporary blocks. And then we're gonna break the temporary blocks, just like that. And then this is where we're gonna do striped rows. We're gonna do 3 blocks of black wool, then 3 blocks of yellow wool in a row, and then a black one, and then a white one. Just like that. And then we're gonna raise up all the rows with the same color. So we're going to do a black row, a yellow row, a black row, and another yellow row with 2 black wool for the eyes. Just like this. And then we're going to put another layer on top and put a little bee stinger right there. So time for the next layer. Black row, then a yellow row, then a black row, then a yellow row. And then we're going to put 2 white wool on the sides, like that. Then a temporary block, and then we're going to put 2 more. And then a temporary block and 2 more. Until we make a little circle-ish shape. Just like that. It'll take about 3 temporary blocks, but you'll get there. And then we're going to copy the same here. Temporary block, 2 white blocks. Temporary block, 2 white blocks. And then a temporary block and 2 white blocks. And now we have a cute little bee. Isn't it so cute? And it's buzzing around the flower forests. Now we're going to make a cute goat. Now we're going to place 4 black wool, just like this, with 1 block gap in between all of them. Then we're going to raise it up by 1 white wool. And then raise it up by 1 white wool layer. Just like that. And then we're going to put a little gray goatee. And we're going to raise it up all by a 3x3 white wool square, just like that. And then we're going to do that again, but in the front we're going to put 2 black wool for the eyes. And then we're going to do a full layer of just white wool on top. And then on the sides we're going to put a little light gray wool. And then another little light gray wool on the sides for his little goat horns. Isn't he so cute? Well, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.